Hey, it's AT time. My name is Ron Friedman, and today on Animation Trainers, we're starting a new series here called Animation Algebra, in which we will discuss some of the technical aspects of animation and the practical considerations for the process itself. And in this first episode of Animation Algebra, we'll be discussing the use in animation of ones and twos, what those terms actually mean, and when it would be appropriate to use one or the other. And so to make sure you don't miss any of the other videos in this series, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and switch the notification bell to all. And check out the links in the description below to our website and to our Patreon page, where you can get 1 full hour of over-the-shoulder animation lessons, plus a full hour of animation feedback every weekend for only $1 an hour. So what is all this stuff about ones and twos anyway? What is this referring to? Well, when it was clear that motion picture technology was not going anywhere and it was not just a fad, it became necessary to establish a universal frame rate at which film would be projected. While 16 and 20 frames a second was still too jerky and didn't feel smooth enough, anything more than 24 frames a second didn't feel necessarily any smoother and was a waste of expensive film. And so 24 frames a second became the established frame rate of live-action film. However, cartoon makers found that they didn't necessarily have to follow that rule. Animation filmmakers found that if they held the same image for 2 frames instead of just 1, our persistence of vision allowed it to still appear smooth. And so from then on it was decided that all animation would be done on 2s. In fact, the only time that they ever actually would go back to using 1s is if it was an especially fast action that would benefit from the additional imagery. Comment quiz! When you think of fast-moving animation, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? For me, it's those smear frames you would see in Bugs Bunny and Tex Avery cartoons. But what about you? I'd love to know in the comments below. Remember, every comment ggets a cookie. But when Robert Zemeckis began production in the mid-1980s on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, they came up against the same issue that many other filmmakers who tried to combine animation and live action came up against. When animation that is on 2s is composited on top of live action footage that is moving on 1s, it creates a stutter where the eye can tell that parts of the image are moving consistently but other parts are being held every other frame, and it creates a stutter in the eye that is not comfortable to watch. And so it was necessary to have any animation that was composited over live action to be done on 1s, meaning a new drawing every frame, 24 drawings per second. A similar issue arose with the creation of the stylized 3D animation that we've seen in movies like the Spider-Verse films, series like Arcane, and most recently in K-pop Demon Hunters. What makes that animation feel the way it does is that they're using held images, sometimes having animation appear on 2s or maybe even 4s if the action will allow for it. It gives a very cool flavor to the 3D animation and makes it feel maybe a little less mechanical. But as is demonstrated in this video by my friend Michael DeLiso, which you can check out by clicking here, the issue of having a character on 2s when the environment and camera are moving on 1s in 3D is that the character is, in essence, left behind in world space and gets distance from the camera and then jumps toward it again and creates an even worse staccato effect. The solution to that dilemma is to parent the character to the camera. So that way, even if the character animation is on 2s or less, the character is still moving at the same time the camera is, and the spatial relationship between the character and the camera is not changing. And smear frames haven't gone away either. Those are still used in 3D animation as much as they were used in 2D animation. Because sometimes an action is so fast that a single image is not communicating enough of the persistence of vision or smear that we would see with our eyes in a single frame that way. And so a frame with multiple images or smeared images is used in order to create that effect and communicate that line of action. This was used to great effect in the Hotel Transylvania films. In the next video in this series, we will discuss another technical aspect of animation, or a practical consideration that we can take into effect in order to work more efficiently, but also maintain an aesthetic that is pleasing. And to make sure you don't miss that video, or any of the other videos that we post here on Animation Trainers, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and switch that bell. Or better still, join our Patreon, where you can get 1 hour of over-the-shoulder animation lessons, plus a full hour of animation feedback every weekend for only $1 an hour at patreon.com/animation trainers. You can join our students, our trainees, and our beloved patrons, who have my eternal thanks for their continued support of this channel. They get all the cookies. Or would you prefer to have a private session with me, where we can discuss how to improve your animation skills working with me directly one-on-one? Then please visit our website at animationtrainers.com and schedule a session with me. My name is Ron Friedman, and I hope that we will see you for our next video here at Animation Trainers. In the meantime, keep it moving.